Welcome to the BCM Podcast. I am today's host, Michael Searle. I'm here with Charles and Brad. As always, how are we, gentlemen?
I'm alive.
What?
Alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. Been listening to that. Been listening to that new Peggy by China. You know, it's getting me pepped up.
Have you been listening to it?
No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, me neither. What's Peggy by China? What is the genre?
So China is a drill rapper from the UK, and so we know the UK doesn't export a lot of good things, not food, not rap, nothing. But
is that the one where she's like dancing around on double-decker buses?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so bad.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's awful.
It is.
Is it?
It's not good.
No
But in
clue.
other music news, SZA's Lana Deluxe was supposed to come out this morning, well, last night, and it did not come out. It's supposed to come out this morning, did not come out. So New Music Friday is not actually a New Music Friday.
Yeah, that's a real
Is that
shame.
a thing? Is that a thing? New Music Friday?
I mean, a lot of artists drop music on Friday.
I need to get back into the music listening. I listen to way too many books on tape, podcasts, and YouTube videos. I need to get back into just like something that's not like that kind of content. It's drowning my brain out.
Music's the only thing that keeps me sane.
Yeah,
I've been on like a Nirvana kick lately.
interesting.
I've never been a Nirvana fan, and like one day I was like, let me just type in Nirvana, and then I was like, oh, these guys got a little something.
Next week is going to be like Blink 182.
Oh, that was.
It's going to be Sum 41.
Okay, I've been through that. Yellow Card. Oh, Yellow Card.
Oh God.
Soon he's going to be listening to Creed and Coldplay, and then we're going to have to kick him off the show.
Yeah.
You guys know that song, Ocean Avenue?
Oh yeah,
That
I
used
know
to
what
be,
you're talking about.
I used to be like, get out of here, Mom, on Ocean Avenue, where you talk with you. We were both 16 and it felt so right. Sleeping all day, staying up all night.
Yeah.
Drummer back in the day.
Dude, I see a future duo: Laura Trump and Charles Blain.
All right, let's not.
All right. Talent, so that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I think Charles is better. But let's get to the show. Before we get to the show, we're still doing the hat giveaway, guys. Just go to X, repost this show, tell your friends to listen to it. I'll send you a hat. But when you send me your address, send me the full address. Because if I send it to you and it doesn't have the full address, it's going to get sent back. You know what I mean?
Does that happen?
That has happened. So we got a full pack show today. We're going to talk about
your
the drill.
fault.
Is it?
A little bit.
I mean, it's my fault that it took so long, but it's not my fault that the full address.
It kind of is that you didn't ask, like, well, give me like the zip code or whatever was missing. Like, you should know that.
If someone gives you their address, you would think that they would know to give you that.
Excuse me, folks.
I'm defending you.
Thank you, Charles. It was the apartment number. So there was a full address, but no apartment number. So then when they went to deliver it, they're like, well, there's no apartment number. So they sent it back to me. So then I got to put the apartment number.
Okay, so it's not your fault. Fair enough.
Oh, no. Of course it's not my fault. It's never my fault. Ask my wife. Never my fault. All right. Well, we got a lot to get to. There's lots going on in the skies of New Jersey. Musk and Trump are killing bills and then trying to save bills. AOC and Pelosi are fighting. Something happened 12,000 years ago. I'm going to ask you about that, Brad. And then it's Christmas time. We're going to talk about Christmas. I'm a little bit of a Grinch. We'll get into that later. But let's start with, our very own Charles Blain from the Garden State. It's the Garden State, yeah? Flew to New Jersey last weekend to check out these drones. I don't think you were there to just look at the drones, but you did go to New Jersey. You brought your drone. Tell listeners what you found out there. Are these things real?
They're real indeed. And if you are hearing my voice right now, you should be concerned because it was alarming. I saw a lot of drones. So first of all, I was there to check out the situation. I did not see any drones with my drone. But we did see a number of drones at night. I was in the northern Bergen County part of New Jersey, which if you're familiar with it, it's about 15, 20 miles outside of the city, New York City. And you did see a string of drones constantly circling the general region. Everyone at a Christmas party I was at had seen them at a different point in time. There was someone who works for one of the football teams that are housed in New Jersey, but yet call themselves New York. And she had seen one. It came down her street. She was like, we were home. And we heard a noise. She's like, we looked outside and the drone had kind of come down to street level below the tree line and was going down the street. And she said it felt like it was surveilling the homes. But she has additional information. Again, works for one of the football teams. Their security told them that what it was is these drones are looking for some sort of lost, like, nuclear matter or something like that, radioactive material. And since that time of her telling me that, something did come out about about there being like misplaced or a damaged container that came into one of the ports with misplaced material. But from my understanding, that has since been found. So it's still hard to nail down. As of a couple minutes ago, the FAA did ground a lot of drones in parts of New Jersey and New York, adding a ton of flight restrictions. But this is crazy. These drones, they're massive. People don't know why they're there, and people are afraid.
You did or did not see one?
I saw one. I saw many, but not with my drone. I just saw them from iView.
So this friend of yours, one went below the tree line, going down her street.
Yes.
And did she take a picture, video, anything?
I didn't think to ask, honestly. I was just captivated by the story.
Look, that's like a close encounter of the earthly kind. That's closer than I've heard anybody doing that.
Well, no, I that's not closer than I've heard anybody. A lot of people have been saying that
someone that touched one.
No, not people that I know. I've seen people on the news talk about them coming just above the tree line, below the tree line. So that wasn't like an abnormal experience. And everyone at this party, save 4 or 5 people, had seen them firsthand at some point.
How many people were at the party? 6, 7?
Probably 20 adults.
Okay. All right. It was one of these kid parties.
Well, no, it was a Christmas party, and people brought their children.
Yeah, sure, makes sense.
Hot dogs and pizza.
Oh boy, how much baby oil was there? So the drones have gone westward, right? Aren't they? There was a drone sighting in White Settlement, Texas.
Yep. Right.
Is that westward?
What?
Wright Air Force. What is it? Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio.
West of New Jersey. Yes.
Yep. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Yes.
He's saying it's west of New Jersey, Charles.
I mean, sure, technically.
What other way is there to describe it besides technically? What are you talking?
If you ask what direction Texas is from New Jersey, you don't say west.
What?
I think the point that he's making, Charles, is that there have been sightings in places like Ohio, Texas. I thought there was some other places, which means that they had to go west. They had to go west, I think is the point.
Ohio, California. Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is the craziest thing to argue about, Charles. Go on.
I don't understand why you say they've been seen in South Carolina too, and Brazil. That's not westward. That's just like all over the place.
Well, I mean, if it's in Brazil, you would say south, like it went south, right? Even if it is slightly west of New Jersey, I don't know. I'm not looking at a map. I'd have to find the flat ones. Am I right,
anyway,
Michael?
There's a lot of conversation, though, about if some of these additional sightings are just recreational drone users, or
probably.
If, it is. Because in South Carolina, when I was in South Carolina up until yesterday, and there were sightings along the boardwalk, the Strand, and they believe they were largely recreational users up there looking for drones themselves, and them being reported as drones in the air.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there were a couple of New Jersey jabronis out there that flew some recreational drones too close to Logan Airport, I believe. Is that the airport out there, Logan?
No, there's Newark Airport. I mean, maybe there's a small airport named Logan, but
whatever. They were flying it too close to the airport, I think, and this was like middle of this week, and they got popped super fast. I don't think that it can't be.
It's a mix. Some
wreck people.
It's a mix. The big group, the big drones is the government. It's the U.S. government, right? Before we get to that, both the president and the president-elect have spoken about the drones. Have you guys seen the videos?
Mm-mm.
If not, I'll play it right now. This is Mr. Joe Biden. Where'd it go? Oh man, I'm so good at this.
I'm more of a Joe Budden man. Am I right, Charles?
Joe Budden. There we go. There he is. There's the guy. He's very articulate.
nefarious apparently, but they're checking it all out. I think it's just one.
Can you hear that?
Drones authorized.
I can read it.
I think one started and they all got it. Everybody's wanting to get in the deal, but we're following it close. So far, no sense of the date.
Is he the president? What's happening?
No. Could you guys hear what he was saying?
No,
He said,
One person
he essentially said there's nothing nefarious, and that once one was seen, everybody wanted to get in the deal, whatever that means. Right?
Yeah.
I just think, like, one, if that's true, that's easily provable, because if you have a drone, every drone user knows the second you turn it on, they can track you. Like, if I take my drone to the stadium, so NFL bans drones from flying in the stadium on game days. If you fly a drone in the stadium or near the stadium, you will be swarmed by police almost immediately. If you fly a drone in too many of the wrong places, you will be swarmed almost immediately. They can find you in a heartbeat. So if these are just purely recreational drone users, then they should easily be grounded or found with great ease.
Yeah.
What is too many of the wrong places?
Like any place that's restricted.
You said two. I mean, like, you made it seem like I could do it. I could get away with it like 2 or 3 times, or I do it 4 or 5 times. They're coming after me.
Well, I mean, if you are one person and you fly your drone like near Hobby Airport,
near a Pakistani wedding or something like that,
you might get in trouble. Like, they might ping you, but if 10 of you are doing it, then that's a bigger
I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A lot of drones. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Or if they continuously find your drone with your ID flying next to restricted areas for whatever reason.
Well, what about this idea that it's the Space Force and they're gearing up for a big show?
Meh.
What kind of show?
Like a show, they're like something's going to happen.
Nah.
The happening is happening finally after 2 weeks.
2 weeks. This has been going on for like 6.
Isn't it kind of fizzling out though?
It is definitely fizzling out. The internet meme is just 2 more weeks, because that's what during the Trump's second run at president in 2019, I guess, it was always 2 weeks until evidence comes out. Just 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks.
So yeah, speaking of Trump, he had something to say about the drones, which basically proves that I was right last week when we talked about this. But here's what Trump said.
Drones that are flying around New Jersey ports. It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening.
Yes.
Look, our military knows where they took off from.
Yes.
If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, because people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth.
Okay, so Trump says the government knows. That's what I was saying last week on the show. Charles, like, what are these? I'm like, I said black budget programs. I don't think maybe that's it, but they're definitely U.S. government. Here's what I love about X and free speech is everybody gets to throw out these wild theories, and then we kind of start to hone in on what's actually happening. And that's even in the midst of the media lying to us about what's going on. These are government drones. It appears that they're searching for something. Maybe it's the nuclear waste. I don't know. Maybe they're just testing them. I don't know. But what seems clear and obvious to me is these are U.S. government drones. They're flying around either in search of something, or they're testing how the public responds to them. Does that seem like the logical Occam's razor?
I mean, it seems logical that the government would know about it, right? What are they doing? Are they testing? Are they looking for the lost nuclear medical waste that could be potentially turned into a dirty bomb? Who knows? Is it a warhead from Ukraine? Who knows? Are they getting ready to surprise us with some alien holograms to distract us, Charles?
No.
Oh.
I mean, here's the thing. I think we don't know, obviously. I would think that searching for something is probably the most plausible response. I mean, it's New Jersey. You have the Port of Newark is massive. You have the Port of Authority, New York and New Jersey. They were over Staten Island, which Staten Island, spare me, but they were over Staten Island for a bit. So you have that kind of massive port. So it would make sense that they're there if things are coming and going and they're concerned about some sort of dirty bomb or something. But I don't know why. What is the benefit of not telling the public? Yes, they would be alarmed that you're searching for like nuclear waste, of course. But what's more alarming, that drones are literally scanning over like people's homes daily and nightly, or that they're looking for something that is potentially dangerous? Things are always potentially dangerous around the U.S., but it's never a secret that they're looking for them. When someone's on the run, they tell us they're on the run and to look out for this person. Or
How do you know?
Huh?
How do you know?
How do you know what?
How do you know they always tell you?
I mean, I don't know that they always tell us, but they do tell us times when things are problematic. So I just think I think it's ridiculous. They were over Bedminster. Trump is the government. Like Trump is the government now, and I would assume he's getting presidential daily briefings at this point, so he should probably know what they are, or at least some more information about it. So it's kind of weird how he danced that line of being like, oh, they know where they are and they can go in your garage, which they shouldn't be able to go in your garage. That's kind of alarming too, but they know where they are. They know where they're taking off from, but then being like, well, we don't actually know. And the government should say something. You're the government. I think you probably have more information than we do. So tell us.
He's not technically the government yet, but
it's kind of like Kelly, right, Charles? Like talking about
once you're getting private briefings that the citizens can't get, you are the government.
It's Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson all over again, right, Charles?
What do you mean?
There's going to be alien news. It's going to happen, guys. I know something. I can't tell you though. I can't. I can't tell you right now, but it's coming one day.
Can we go pull that Megyn Kelly clip again? When I think we probably passed the date that she said that we were going to know.
Didn't she say that was Epstein stuff?
No, well,
you
whatever.
guys are such haters. No, she said a year. It hasn't been a year.
It's been a year. We've been doing this podcast a year, Michael.
Yeah, but that episode was like maybe 20 ago. There's Epstein. She said there's Epstein story coming in a year. But yeah, Trump knows more than he's letting us know. But I think it's not UFO. It's not the enemy. So it's U.S. government. And what they're looking for, I don't know. Are they testing them on the public to see how we react? I don't know. Why wouldn't they tell us? Because they view the public as a nuisance. They don't need to tell us. They're doing so much stuff that we don't know about. Why would they tell us? In this instance, because we can see it.
They always tell us, Michael.
They're listening to me through my phone right now. They're not telling me they're doing that, but they're doing it.
Our FBI handlers are watching the show.
Yeah. Charles, that'll be a topic for another day. Why you have so much faith in the government as a conservative man to tell us the truth.
Oddly high amount of faith in the government.
What indicates to you that I have a lot of faith in the government?
You love the New York Times. One.
No, I don't even know where that came from. I don't even understand where that started.
You argued with Michael about whether they lie or not.
Okay. That doesn't mean I love the New York Times.
Kind of think that it does mean that, but whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it was just your comments about they would tell us. Well, why wouldn't they tell us? Well, because they don't care what we think. If they feel like they want to keep it a secret, they'll try to keep it a secret, and they'll get on mainstream media and they'll lie through their teeth to us about what's going on, as they have done in so many instances. And in this instance, I don't think it's any different. I think that they're their drones. They're either looking for something or they're seeing how we'll react to them, and they're going on mainstream media and they're lying to us. That's what's happening.
For us to believe that, then we have to say that everyone in Congress because they had a congressional, not hearing, but a private congressional briefing about this. So everyone who is in that knows and chose not to say anything, even the good ones. The president-elect, because he knows, because of the presidential daily briefing, so he would know too. His team, presumably, the administration that's in effect, all these people would know.
Well, the administration that's in effect, yes. But what is happening is the DOD is going to these congressional hearings, and they're going to the daily briefing, and they're lying to them too.
And you think they're just accepting it and being like, all right?
No, I think some people are pushing back and saying, no, you know more than you're letting on, but they're still lying. That's what I think is happening.
Did you hear initially when they said it was the mothership off of the coast of New Jersey from the Iranian mothership that was like funded by China?
I did. I didn't believe that for a second.
How would you not see it? Like I don't understand. Like you can't fly a plane over it.
Michael, when was the church commission?
1970s.
And that was the last time that anybody had any sort of like real in-depth look at the CIA, correct?
Correct.
So it's been more than 50 years since anybody has told us really what the CIA is doing, right?
Yep. And what did we learn from that church committee?
MK Ultra, Project Mockingbird, lies from the government, Charles.
I don't
1975.
disagree. The government lies.
Charles,
That's not.
you have to start. I mean, are you? What are you, dude? Do you just like buy it all?
All right. Let's give Charles a break. He's trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's not aliens.
No,
Sorry,
I'm not
my
trying to
alien
give anybody
friends.
the benefit of the doubt.
I've been taking BPC 157, Charles.
I don't give a damn.
That's not true. You do care. I know you do. You're a nice person. Huh?
Give us your update.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's great. I love it. It's been awesome. It's really helped accelerate the healing on my leg. And my ankle. The bruising like goes away like that. It was amazing. Love it. It's difficult to get though.
Has the FDA approved it? 'Cause
No,
if they haven't, I don't believe in it.
that's a good point. You and Charles, you're on the same team, huh?
No, I'm kidding. All right, let's move on. All right, Musk. All right, this one, it's pretty complicated. So just bear with me as I kind of lay it out. So earlier this week, the Senate and the House proposed a continuing resolution, which is basically just like, we're going to keep funding the government at the level we're funding it now. But they added, it was 1,500 pages long, and they added some provisions, some money for farmers, some money for disaster relief, pay raises for members of Congress, expansion of their health benefits, some other healthcare provisions, cancer research stuff, renewal of the Global Engagement Center, which is like a disinformation, like censorship organization. And so this was like Monday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Musk and Vivek go to Twitter and start slamming this thing. And within hours, like 30 members of the Senate, of the Republican Senate peel off, say, we're not supporting it. So they have to go back to the drawing board. And apparently Trump and Musk come up with a new plan, or I don't know if Musk was involved, but the speculation is Musk was involved, to do a CR, which just continues funding government at the existing level. They added disaster relief, and then they negotiated, we're going to raise the debt ceiling, or we're going to push out the debt ceiling fight for 2 years.
We're going to abolish the debt ceiling.
Yeah, we're going to abolish the debt ceiling for 2 years. And the reason for that, I believe, is because Trump thinks Schumer's going to use it for him when he brings forward his tax cuts. But we can get to that. That thing went down last night because folks like Chip Roy and Thomas Massie would not vote to remove the debt ceiling. Trump, cat turd, Elon Musk took to Twitter. They're talking about primarying Chip Roy and primarying Thomas Massie and all these guys.
Their plan will increase the debt by $5 trillion, just FYI.
Their plan will increase the debt at the existing funding rate. It will expand the debt by $5 trillion. And it went down last night. So we're in a looming government shutdown. It expires at midnight tonight. Brad, will the government shut down? And will that send us into a global economic panic?
And just before you answer, Elizabeth Warren agreed with President-elect, that they should get rid of the debt limit too. So she's on board with that plan.
Of course she is.
That's excellent. Love it. It's great. I also don't have a debt limit. What do I think? Is the government going to shut down? Didn't they have a vote this morning, like 2 hours ago? What happened to that? Did they pass it? They passed something?
They were supposed to vote at 10. And I don't think they did.
Oh, interesting.
We should
What's going to happen is it's going to be, the deadline's midnight. So around 11:57, they're going to pull out a vote. They're going to pat each other on the back. They're going to do their photo ops and media rounds and tweets and all that other stuff. And they're going to pretend like they saved the Republic for 85 days or however long this CR is for.
2 weeks, as I've heard.
Oh, fucking awesome. Then we get to do this all over again in 2 weeks. I get to talk to you two fucking goons about this another government shutdown on Friday, January 4th. It's going to be great. I love it. If it doesn't happen, your follow-up question was, is the world going to collapse? Are we going to have economic doom?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's about 850,000 non-essential workers that would be furloughed in this case. And my argument is that Isn't that what they want this time of year? Right? Like you're going to get a couple weeks off on Christmas and New Year's, which everybody wants. It's the most popular time to take time off, probably. And you're going to get back pay when you come back. Like, isn't that kind of what you want? Wouldn't you be doing them a favor? Maybe.
I think they're worried about their paycheck going into Christmas, but yeah, probably.
I mean, who cares about that? Christmas is fucking.
So all I see on X right now is finger pointing. Biden blames Trump for government shutdown. Trump blames Biden for government shutdown. Democrats blame Republicans. So they're fighting over who's going to get stuck with the bill if it does shut down. Charles, you think the government will actually shut down?
I don't know and don't give a damn. Let it shut down. Let it stay open. I don't care. What I find ridiculous is that when you have people like Chip Roy, who is fighting against what we've been complaining about forever, he gets attacked by the president-elect, and then people pile on like in support of it just because they don't think for themselves. And I also don't get how, it's weird to me that all these people in Congress like respond to bullying online. Like, and I think a certain level of bullying is fine. But I think like it's weird to me that they jump on with like Doge and they like praise Elon Musk and all this stuff, but yet none of them can ever come up with an idea by themselves. They have to get like told online not to do something or to do something. And then suddenly like now it's like, oh yeah, that's the thing we should be doing. Like not one of them can think of anything on their own. Like it's kind of ridiculous to me. But is it going to shut down? Probably not. I mean, I would think they usually find a way to avert it. Like, I don't know. I don't really care. Honestly, I don't care. I think it's crap. And the Chip Roy thing really bothered me though, because the first Trump, I don't know how much he said about it, but the first tweet or Truth Social post was like it's something like the deeply unliked Congressman Chip Roy, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's the one of the few who has consistently been fighting for the same values and principles and policies, but doing so in a way that isn't abandoning his principles and values. Going back to the 2020 election, when he stood up there and said, if we're not going to certify these results, then let's not certify our colleagues who came in on these results. And that was excoriated for it. But that is a perfectly reasonable position to take. Now he's saying, let's not lift the debt ceiling, and he's getting beat up for it. But yet all we do is complain about the national debt. But now, because we're back in office and we all have to just believe whatever the prevailing narrative of the incoming administration is, like he's in the wrong because like it's just so stupid. It's so stupid.
Charles, it sounds like you voted for Kamala.
And that's why you know.
No, it doesn't sound like you voted for Kamala.
Just joking.
It just frustrates me. Like this is the nonsense in the like modern day movement that frustrates me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wasn't. That was rude of me. It's Christmas.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, Chip, I mean, some of the stuff I didn't know about Chip Roy is starting to come out, that he rejected calls to remove Chairwoman Liz Cheney from House GOP leadership. He was all about masks. He wanted to kick out Ken Paxton during the impeachment. He was, I mean, there's some,
Yes, and Ken Paxton tweeted him last night, or not tweeted him, but I saw the Ken Paxton tweet where somebody was like, I remember when Chip Roy tweeted he must resign, and Paxton was like, I remember as well. He might have had some bad takes at different points, or takes that I disagree with, but you can't judge him for his position on the debt ceiling and the continuing resolution based on his position on masks and Paxton and these other things.
He
right?
wore
like,
a really big mask.
Trump dislikes him, or if people dislike him because of all those other things, perfectly fine. But this position in and of itself is not wrong.
Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Trump cannot like him for this stuff. I mean, all Chip has to do is just, I mean, part of it may be that he supported DeSantis, but
yes,
all Chip has to do is just come out and like say nice things about Trump and he'll be fine. He'll be back in his good graces.
There's a couple dynamics here that I think we're glossing over a little bit. One, the Republicans don't have the Senate right now. They will in January, but they don't right now. So let's not act like they have the trifecta right now. They also don't have the White House right now. The second thing is MAGA is not the Tea Party. I agree with Chip Roy on the debt. I wouldn't vote for if I were a congressman, which I do not want to be, I would not vote for anything that raised the debt.
Mhm.
But if I'm Trump and co, and I'm talking to Chip Roy, it's like, dude, we just gotta stay together and get us to January so that we can actually do some of these things when we have the White House, Senate, and the House. And what we've put in front of you is a clean CR, which means no additional funding except for disaster relief. And we're pushing out the debt ceiling because Schumer is going to use it against me in a tax cut fight. And you want tax cuts, we want tax cuts, and we can't do it without a debt ceiling out of the way. So why doesn't Chip Roy just play ball? Why doesn't Chip Roy just play ball on this and move forward with what Trump and Musk want? And then let's fight it out in January with Doge and the reconciliation bill when Republicans have the Congress.
Because
that's
first
the thing.
of all, Chip Roy is the only one that's currently elected. And two, more importantly, because this is what got us to where we are, is this stupid let's play ball for the time being, and then we'll do this down the road. This is what got us to where we are, is this always, well, let's do this because then we can get this. And we're just going to do this for a year because then we can get this down the. That is what, and it's not going to change. It's not going to change.
Stop.
I agree. But what is 30 days?
That's what they say.
Well, give them an inch, Michael. They'll take a mile.
What's 30 days? There's going to be another fight in 30 days. That in 30 days, we're going to have to go all out war on these drones. And they're going to be like, well, we need to do this CR because the CR has $30 billion to fight these drones that are now shooting flames over New Jersey. So Chip Roy, you have to vote. Like, it's always going to be another crisis. Always going to be another emergency that requires you just to play ball for 30 days or play ball for 6 months. And then I promise, once we come in, once we do this, once we get through this special election, once I get this bill passed, once I do this premier legislation, it's always something, always.
First off, no one's going to spend $30 billion to stop drones from firebombing New Jersey. All right. We might pay them $30 billion to do it.
All right. Well, please tell me if that happens, where are you going to get all the cranberries from?
But
I'll grow them myself. I'm a homesteader now.
I'm kind of playing devil's advocate because I agree with what you're saying and with what the position Chip Roy is taking. But it reminds me a little bit of the Texas House Speaker race. Who do you want to negotiate with? Who has the leverage right now? The Democrats have the leverage. Do you want to negotiate with Democrats, or do you want to negotiate with Republicans once they have the leverage? That's all I'm saying. From a strategic standpoint, they have, this in the Senate, they have, and in the Senate, because you need 60 votes. So, yeah.
I mean, sure, they're the vote, but they just got, they can't get anything. I mean, it seems like Elon Musk has the leverage here.
Does he? His bill just got killed by Chip Roy and co. And my fear is this whole MAGA coalition is like, it's not going to last 2 weeks at this pace.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get nothing done because we're fighting over this.
Zilch.
No Maha, no Doge, because they're fighting over a month.
Well, good. Then maybe we can at least keep seed oils and keep food tasting flavorful.
and make sure farmers can never own their own seeds, Did
you see that? Oh, wait, did I send that to you?
Heck yeah, you sent it to me.
I didn't. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's been going on a long time.
Yeah. They've been suing.
Did the New York Times not tell you that soon enough?
For our audience,
the government didn't inform him.
If you're like me and you didn't know about this, I don't know if this applies to all farmers, but farmers, I'm just going to say farmers for the sake of this conversation, purchase kind of like essentially a contract for the seeds that they buy, and they're able to plant them and grow them and yield the fruits of that labor. But the seeds that fruit then produces, they do not have the right to replant. They have to then go and purchase essentially, and they will come on your farm and DNA test your plants to make sure that you are paying for it, which is just, it's unbelievable.
There have been lots of lawsuits about this from the big seed companies that have taken down farmers who have tried to replant.
The farmers and charmers out in the Midwest, the crunch is always on them.
It's crazy. All right. You guys got anything else on the the CR. I don't think. I'll just weigh in. I don't think the government's going to shut down either. So,
just so everyone knows, it's been since 1997 that Congress passed a budget. It's been all CRs and omnibuses since then.
well, that
Right.
was
Just 30 more days, we'll get it.
Just play ball. Play ball. 30 more days. No big deal.
I know that's not Michael's
Oh.
position. I know he was kind of playing devil's advocate, but he was arguing it a little too strong. Like I kind of felt.
I don't know. I see both sides. And I'm hopeful for the Trump administration coming in and the Congress to do something actually. And I just see them fighting and saying they're going to primary good people like Chip Roy, even though I disagree with him on things. And Cat Turd, which every time I say his Twitter handle, I laugh. Like, chill the fuck out. I know you're mad about Ron DeSantis. That I thought that was a stupid idea too, but like Chip Roy's solid. There's no debating that. Chip Roy's solid. Okay. Brad.
What?
So in our text thread, Brad sent us this podcast called What Happened 12,000 Years Ago? 12,000 BC.
12.
So I haven't listened to it,
Okay.
but I'm curious.
It's American Alchemy is the name of the podcast.
American Alchemy, Matt LaCroix. Is it LaCroix? What happened in 12,000 BC? So I haven't listened, but I'm curious what his theory is. we
And
don't
just
have
for
to
the
spend a lot of
record,
time on it.
12,000 BC would be
14,000 years ago.
24 years ago.
24, 25. Yes.
What happened? Well, there's the younger Dryas and there's the older Dryas. Right?
Yes.
There's the sun, and then there's the sun's binary twin. It's a dead star. And it comes around about every 14,000 years.
Yes.
And here we are. Energy's changing. Things are changing. Things feel different. Charles is starting to become a little bit red-pilled, like he's resisting it, but it's happening, right? We can all feel this energy shift. No, I mean it's nothing like he presents the same information that Graham Hancock would. I mean, he maybe goes into different details on depending on the topic, but he talks about there's some talk about Gobekli Tepe. What is it? Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli Tepe.
Mm-hmm. And what was the underground city
In Turkey? I don't know what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I understand. You got it, Charles. You're full of it. It's a very good episode. I can't. This is not my area of expertise. I can't recite this stuff like you can, Michael. But I think it's interesting and worth listening to. If you're into Graham Hancock and all those guys. But yeah, I mean, so the binary star comes into our area and then throws off a bunch of comets and stuff like that, and just all hell breaks loose. And it's like a endless cycle. Every 14,000 years or so, this happens, and civilization dies, and then is reborn again.
And maybe that's what the drones are looking for. Do you know why they call it the Younger Dryas?
I feel like I have known that, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Dryas is a flower. It's like Dryas octepala or something like that. That went extinct at that time during that warm and cold period.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Story?
Yeah, y'all should listen to the podcast because I think it's interesting, especially you, Charles.
Isn't it crazy that flowers and plants can go extinct?
What?
Is it crazy? Well, the climate changes so much that I don't know that it's crazy. Because certain things grow in certain areas.
We should be able to. It's not like we need to take an embryo and bring it back to life. It's a seed. They're meant to kind of withstand all these temperature changes and droughts and things like that. So we should be able to just plant it, right, and have it come back. But it's crazy.
Well, that's what the seed vault's for.
Yeah.
Right. Which I'm saying it's crazy that seeds that have plants that have gone extinct, we can't do that with their seeds.
Do you know what the seed vault is?
Yes, I do know what the seed vault is.
Where is it?
Like Alaska or Antarctica or something. I don't know.
But here's
it's one of those cold places.
Get over the wall first, buddy.
Here's the thing, though, Charles. You got it when we're talking about 14,000 years ago. It was fucking cold, dude. All of North America was covered in ice. Well, not all of it, but of the vast majority of it. So what would grow under those conditions is very different than in a Holocene climate where it's a lot warmer, the sea levels are a lot higher. It's
We
just
could
it's a different
replicate that.
planet. In a greenhouse, probably, but where are you going to get the seed? You'd have to find a fossilized seed and then out of like some mammoth's belly or something, and then
They're bringing
plant it.
back mammoths. How have we not been able to bring back extinct seeds?
I'm sure we have. We should look at that up. We should have those people on from Houston who are bringing back the mammoths.
No, I think they're
Damn.
Austin. Colossal. I think
Yeah.
they're either Austin or Dallas, not Houston,
I
unfortunately.
think they're
They
awesome.
Austin?
They can't do it in Houston because it fucking sucks. Yeah, I think it's Austin.
They actually can because we have an abundance of water, and that's what you need to bring things back from extinction.
I mean, have you ever seen the water in Houston? Are you sure that's water and not just like open sewer pits?
So it would be great if they could do that. They should be able to bring back other extinct things, but I'm sure they did.
You should tell them that. Hey, if you can do this, you should be able to do this. I think they'll love it when you say that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will. I'll send them an email.
I would much rather you bring back the driest flower than the mammoth.
The younger
Why?
dryas or the oldest dryas?
Driest is the flower. Younger and older refers to the period of time that there were changes in the temperature. The younger dryas happened more recently. The older dryas happened more long time ago. Whatever that is, word is. All right. We're going to move on to one of my favorite topics, which is Democrats fighting with Democrats. It's my favorite. They just got their butts kicked in a presidential election and Congress. And there's a big feud about what does the party do? Did we go too woke? Do we need to be economic populists? Do we need to return to the center? There's all sorts of theories going on around there. None of it of which was the fault of Kamala Harris being an idiot. But there's a lot of fighting in the party. And one of the proxy fights that just took place, AOC tried to become chair of oversight committee for a month until the new Congress is sworn in. So not a big deal, but she tried to become chair of oversight committee. And she promised the mainstream Democrats that she would no longer support challengers to incumbent Democrats as a concession to get the oversight. And even though she did that, Nancy Pelosi from her hospital bed whipped enough votes to defeat her and put in place 74-year-old old white man, Representative Conley, as the chair of oversight, and AOC lost. She did get 84 votes, which is a significant amount of the caucus. I think he got like 130 something. So, Charles, what does this tell you about what's going on with the Democrats?
I think there's so many things at play here. One, the fact that Nancy Pelosi has the ability, the strength, the whatever gravitas to whip votes from her hospital room to stop AOC. One. Two, the fact that on both sides, the stranglehold that the plus 70-year-old crowd has on leadership and just elected office as a whole, and their ability to restrict anyone under the age of 40 from accomplishing anything is remarkable. And they will die with the death grip on that power is just unbelievable. Three, it does seem as though that faction in the party, I mean, it says a lot about AOC that you're willing to stop challenging incumbents who go against your beliefs and values simply so you can get in power. It's kind of crazy. And then lastly, it sounds like they're trying to stop AOC from having an elevated profile, which, I mean, she's obviously probably to the same extent as Nancy Pelosi in terms of general knowledge of who she is, but there was the reports a couple weeks ago about them floating her for a candidate for president in 2028. And so I doubt Nancy Pelosi and Conley and all these older Democrats would ever want to see that. And so not that I think that oversight committee for 30 days would necessarily boost her into a position, but it probably would help to some extent. I think they're going to do everything they can to make sure that does not happen so that they don't have to answer to her. And so it's interesting, but I think a lot of it parallels the stuff we see on the right, unfortunately.
This is for the intelligence oversight committee. Is that right?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think so. I think you're correct. I think that AOC would be good at that.
Why?
I don't agree with her politically, but doesn't she hate the intelligence community? Isn't that sort of part of her persona is to be against the FBI and the CIA, unless of course it's against Republicans maybe. But
I think it used to be
Okay.
part of her persona, but I don't know that it's still prominent
Okay.
in her ideology, because there was something that happened when Biden was elected and we decided to send a bunch of money to Ukraine, where the Democrats lost sense of their anti-war, anti-CIA sensibilities.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I mean to say is that if there's not a lot of Democrats there's not a lot of politicians. Let's be honest. All right, not a lot of politicians that I trust to be up there and like actually provide some oversight.
You would trust AOC?
No, but she would be better than I don't know, Mitch McConnell.
I get your point. You're saying Senator Wyden, I'd take him overseeing the NSA. Why? Because in the past he said we should abolish the NSA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was a contrarian take I didn't expect from Brad Swail.
I mean, have you not seen AOC?
No, it's true. You make judgments based on physical appearance only. Would you guys say she's the most popular Democrat in the country?
Popular among who? The country or Democrats?
Among Democrats, we'll say.
Democrat activists or Democrat establishment?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm like,
generally, both.
I think that she bridges the gap between the activists and the like established, like regular Joe Blow, blue-pilled Charles Blain Democrats. A little bit.
I would say, yeah, she's probably the most popular because I think the outside of DC establishment doesn't dislike her. It's only the inside of DC establishment that dislikes her. I think everybody else like sees a benefit of having her in it. So
I'm trying to think of someone more popular, like that's like actually like liked. I mean, is Greg Casar a rising star? Yes.
Gretchen Whitmer.
Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, but his celebrity is waning.
I guess I was thinking more in Congress or the Senate. I wasn't thinking like just a broader I mean, Oprah. I mean, the fuck? Like, if we can just pick anybody, Beyonce,
Elizabeth Warren. I think is
nobody likes.
She's not popular.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
How would I know?
Ever since she started talking about breaking up the tech monopolies, they've been playing games against her, and now she's less popular.
Yeah, I think AOC is the most popular Democrat, and I think she's a serious contender for 2028. And I know that
to win or for the candidacy.
Both.
Oh shit!
Oh wow!
Whoa! You think AOC can win the presidency? What the fuck is happening?
A lot is going to happen in 4 years. She'll be older and wiser. You know, she'll be 30. She'll be 39-ish. 39-ish.
Is there
that's how old
I missed? What the hell's happening?
That's how old John F. Kennedy was when he was elected president, right?
She 39? Is like the new age John F. Kennedy.
One, you guys should not wear sunglasses.
And you should wear sunglasses. And
don't wear sunglasses. It's not a good
as
we looking back at us, we don't want to see it anymore.
I don't need this to look. I don't need sunglasses to look good. So it's fine.
So I sense a little jealousy. As we saw in her tweet, there are Trump AOC voters, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
Casar voters too?
What?
There's Trump Casar voters too.
And what was the common thread?
Anti-establishmentarianism.
Yep. And authenticity.
Yep.
And the Democrats have gone with this robot candidate 3 times in a row that just toes the party line. And I think there's big changes coming in 2028. And I think AOC's in contention, we'll say. Not assured.
AOC and what's his name? JD Vance. That would be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, that would be an interesting matchup. I don't know. I presumably JD Vance would win. I guess it depends on how well this next how well he does with Trump over the next 4 years, right? It's pretty wild that Michael Searle, of all people, is saying that AOC has a real chance to win.
I've been saying this for years.
I know, but I still think that she's a little. I don't think the DNC is going to let her do that.
Maybe
they'll Bernie Sanders her in a heartbeat.
He's not saying she's going referring to, he said she has a chance. And I think it's hard to say, given the anti-establishment mentality of the country, that to say that she doesn't have a chance.
The pendulum swings, man. I've been saying this. I've argued with Adam Loewy about this years ago. And I would say that the fight in the Democratic Party over control has taken longer than I thought it would, but it's happening. We just saw it. Nancy Pelosi, Mama Bear, as AOC refers to her, still got it, but she's not around for that much longer. And who's going to fill that power vacuum? I think it's going to be the celebrity types like AOC with the big Twitter following that can move social media. And man, she's going to be 39. Maybe she won't be the presidential candidate next cycle. Maybe it's 2032. I don't know. But I still maintain that JD Vance should not run in 2028.
What? Will you still maintain that? Like you've talked about this with.
We haven't talked this on the show?
No.
Oh, you want to hear my strategy on this? JD Vance, we should pick a woman to run. JD Vance should get up there and he should say, women have been stepping up for me my entire life to make sure that I had success. I'm going to step aside and be VP to Tulsi Gabbard or whomever, the woman that they choose to be the Republican candidate. And that's going to be the ticket. And we win for 8 more years. And then he runs in 2036 and wins.
That's interesting.
Ugh.
Why?
Imagine being vice president for 12 years. I would die.
He's young. Let the Republicans get the first woman president. It'll work. It would work in a heartbeat. We've got all these new crunchy moms as part of the coalition. Maha's going to deliver. And then JD is going to be like, it's time for a woman.
Well, listen, we have 4 weeks. Kamala still might be president. We don't know that.
It's true.
How so?
Very true.
Joe Biden might step aside. You just never know.
Oh,
She could be the first female president.
If you were him, wouldn't you do that though? Like for your party, even no matter how pissed off you would be, like, wouldn't you be like, all right, let me just step down 4 weeks. I got a good run. Let me make sure that my legacy is putting in the first female president. If you're a Democrat and that's what you're thinking about, that your legacy is putting in the first president and female president after putting in the first female VP. And yeah.
no, I think he's too bitter.
Yeah.
Is that what
think
I would do? No, that's not what I would do.
You were Joe Biden, so a lifelong Democrat who's dedicated to the Democratic Party.
Well, if I was the exact president right now, so what would Joe Biden do? Not what would I do?
Next topic.
Oh my
But
God.
You got to think about, there's the Gretchen Whitmers, there's the AOCs, there's the Nancy Pelosi's, all the women
It's
that
gonna
the
be
Elizabeth
Whitmer.
Warrens,
It's gonna be Whitmer AOC.
all the women that want to be the first woman president would not support him appointing Kamala in the last weeks and her
They
being
wouldn't support it,
titled
but
the first.
they do.
Yeah, who asked them?
But why does Joe Biden want to do Kamala Harris a favor? She just knifed him out of the presidency and she got her butt kicked. And Joe Biden and Jill Biden probably voted Trump.
Well, to be fair, I don't think she knifed her. I think that was like the established. Like, I think that was Nancy and them. Like, I'm sure she was ready and willing, but I feel like that was the rest of them being like, we need to win. Like,
I've often heard that she's ready and willing.
But what's funny is the whole Big Gretch thing. I didn't realize it was like actually a thing. I was with my aunt the other week, and she's from Detroit, and I was like, "Oh, what do you think about her?" She's like, "Big Gretch." Like, they love her down there. It's kind of crazy. I thought it was like a joke, but like they're like all about her.
Brad likes her too.
I mean, I think that for a politician, she's not unattractive.
Nancy Mace or Big Gretch? Who you
Nancy
taking?
Mace, 100%. What's wrong with you?
Just, I'm trying to figure out the hierarchy. I mean, I know it's number one, Anna Paulina Luna, number one.
Hi, hello.
Where's AOC? Is AOC ahead of Nancy Mace?
Yeah, and AOC's above. Yes, she's above Nancy Mace for sure. I think Lauren Boebert might be above Nancy Mace. Maybe they're tied. I don't know.
And then the lady with purple hair is number one, whatever her name is, because she's smoking hot.
That old Skeksis, what's her name?
You know who I'm talking about.
That
What's her
old
name?
lady?
Yeah.
Well, hair. Oh, that old lady that like who's just sitting there always reading.
Always reading?
Wait, who are you? Are you talking about somebody real?
Rosa DeLoro.
Rosa, from Connecticut. Yeah, I mean, she's. I didn't realize that she was a contender, to be honest. But now that I know, she's at the top of the list for sure. Oh my god, can you imagine those teeth come out? You know that, right?
All right, next topic.
All right, we'll stop. We're just playing around, folks. We're just playing around. Okay, we got 5 minutes left in the show. It's Christmas time. I'm just curious. Do you guys love Christmas? It's some people's favorite holiday. Some people are like, eh. I'm just curious. You guys love Christmas time, or are you like me and a bit of a Grinch?
Charles?
Charles.
Hold on, Michael. Guess what? Why don't you guess? Do you think Charles
is a no.
What do you think?
Brad's a no.
Okay, go on.
I just guess.
Yeah, Christmas isn't my thing. I'm definitely a Halloween person. Like, I like Halloween. And like, I like Halloween to Thanksgiving. So like that holiday season where it's like fall and stuff. Christmas is just like, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't leave me feeling good. Like, I like the reason for the season. Like I'm, all about us celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, but I don't like Christmas.
Michael, what does it say about Charles that his favorite holiday is Halloween, where he gets to put on a costume and go out into the world and dress as somebody that he's not and be someone different, get out of his own skin? What does that say?
I said Halloween and to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's not
you
really
said Halloween, and then you sort of clarified it because you knew what you just admitted to.
Yeah.
Do I like Christmas?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. My kids like it, and that's great. I love that they like it. It's a real, oh God, I don't know, man. It's just like, can I just buy you a gift when I want to buy you a gift? Does it have to be like a special, like, does it have to be a day that we all do it at the same time? Do we have to put up a tree? Do we have to put up lights? Like, I'm the one putting them up and taking them down. Like, why? I don't want to, come on.
It was just always so stressful in my childhood home, in the Searle home, about delivering on everyone being happy. And it just, there's kind of a sour taste in my mouth. I'm hoping it changes with the baby, but, and my wife's a big Christmas fan, so she's trying to convert me. So I'm being open-minded about it. But my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
I think every wife is a big Christmas fan, and there's something happening here. Something's happening. I don't know. I don't like people just like go get fucking drunk.
I think with Christmas, the reason it's like I don't know, it's hard because it's so in your face with everything. And like, if you don't have a great Christmas, like you can't turn on TV without seeing like great Christmases all the time. And so it's like always like beaten into your face with it. And it's just like, what I will say about Christmas, I like that there are people that people generally are a little nicer around Christmas. Like, they might stop and give the homeless person money. They might pay for the person behind them Starbucks. They might, like, that kind of stuff is cool. Like, I like that. I wish we would do that more than just around Christmas. But generally speaking, yeah, Christmas it's not a comfortable time.
How often do you do that, Charles?
What?
All the things you just said that you wish people
give
did
homeless people money and buy
the homeless
Starbucks.
thing, not often, but like if I'm at Starbucks, I'll like if it's nothing crazy, like I'll buy the purse just to start.
You don't act like you do that every time you go to Starbucks.
I did not say I do that every time.
Because I'll do that. I do that if it's not crazy. Like, how do you know? How do you know what they're going to order behind you? How do you know that? How do you know it's not crazy?
Because so I do it enough that when you ask, if you tell the person you do it, the person at the register will be like, listen, it's like $15. Like, they'll tell you before, and then they'll be like, you sure? Like, so if it's like crazy, then and like
you say, sorry, I thought it was gonna be 12, 15.
I mean, no, it really depends on the situation. Like, it truly depends on the situation. But like, for instance, the other day I was at Starbucks and I don't know what happened. I guess it just took a long time. So the lady gave me my free drink and I was like, well, like, why? And she was like, oh, it's just whatever. I was like, all right, well, like, pay for the car behind me. And it was like $5. But yeah. And then ideally they do that too. I don't know if they do. It's hard to tell, but I've been there. I've gone to Starbucks before and it's been going on for like an hour and like I get a free drink and I'm like, oh shit. Like, all right. So like, it's a nice thing to do from time to time. Or if I'm at a restaurant and I see, never mind, I'm not gonna tell this crowd.
No,
but yeah,
tell us. You see what?
if I'm like,
what
if
do you
I'm at
say?
a diner or something
Yeah.
and there's like a group of cops, like not a ton of them, like 2 or 3 of them, like having like breakfast food, like I'll like be like, all right, like, you know,
Why would you not?
You'll send some donuts.
not,
You send some pigs in a blanket?
that's not nice. But you know, like it's like, because that stuff is so small, like $15-20 out of your day, and like you like leave somebody else with like a nice smile on their face, like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
Charles.
it's not that big a deal, but
I don't do it all the time. I don't even do, like, it's not even like
See,
every month. It's just
unbelievable to two selfish jerks like Brad and I that people would do that. That's what's going on.
I am
here.
not-
Charles probably.
no, you guys would do it in a certain situation, like where it presented itself, I'm sure. Like if it was you, I think.
I've never done that.
You've never paid like for somebody else for something just because like ever? Like ever. Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Michael's bought plenty of drinks at bars for certain reasons. You know what I mean?
That's true. That is true. I'll leave a really big tip for service staff,
Okay.
but
See?
Every time?
no.
Sorry.
But see, that's the same thing. Like I seldom do that. I don't really like, I don't know that I've ever really like left an overly generous tip. I don't think I've done that. So see, everybody's the thing.
Yeah. Well,
It's yours, Brad. What have you done?
what have I done?
Like just a generous act that you've done.
I mean, I probably over tip way too often because if the tip is like $22.03 or whatever, and I think about rounding up and I don't want to do the math on $23, then I'll just say $25. And I think that's a really big tip. But then I think to myself, what's really the difference between $22 and $25? Like in this instance, not that big a deal, right?
Yep.
Right. Which is the same thing with the Starbucks. What is the difference between a $3 drink?
Except that doesn't happen and you're lying about it.
Like I don't understand. It is not that extraordinary.
But I gave $20 to a homeless lady the other day. I gave $10 to another homeless lady the other day.
You give money? Okay. I don't give
I
money.
don't know that I believe it, but like good.
I really don't care. It's fine.
Wait, did you?
All right.
Good for you.
Is it? You're enabling them? It's time to sign off.
It's one of the ladies that has like kids constantly on the corner with her. I'm just like, this is depressing. And my kids are in the car and they're like, that's really sad. And I'm like, yeah, we should give them money.
Charles was frozen. All right, guys. It's time to sign off.
Okay.
Go ahead, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
No, I was gonna say I don't do this, but maybe you should put little packages together in Ziploc bags with like an apple, an orange, a toothbrush, some napkins.
I'm not a monster. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
They want
Like
cash.
like socks.
What I should do is like get a little package and like cut a $100 bill in half and just like put the top half in one package and the other half in another package. And I got 2 homeless people covered. You know what I mean?
All right. It's time to sign off. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everybody listening. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Get to spend some time with your loved ones. And we're not doing a show next week, so we will see you.
We're not.
Are we?
I think we are. I just have to do it maybe a little bit
to
early.
be determined.
We're here next week. We'll see you next week.
Why did you do that?
Merry
Devil-
Christmas to all, and to all
Why
a
do
good night.
people do that
Devil worshiping.
and stream? Bye-bye.